Hello, it's Jan here from Harvey Callis, and here we go again. It's February 27th, 2018, and I have a few properties to discuss with you. You're seeing on my screen a few that I checked out, and I think you will like them. They're in the Queen West corridor, so here we go. Starting with 63 Claremont. Checked it out with one of my clients. To be honest with you, there's not much there except maybe a complete gut and reno. It's a bungalow. It's not a very deep lot. It seems like a single family lives there. It has a decent sized basement. 3 bedroom above grade, a 1 below. If you're looking for a starter home, that might be okay. At this price point, I'd be careful. I think you can do more for yourself in this area. Yes, the width of the lot is 24 and a half. There's not a lot of depth, so that could be a problem. There is a garage in the back, but not much yard to play with. So let's just flick through some of the images here. It is in above average condition, but you can see quite dated below. All right, skipping on to the next one. 42 Brookfield, I just saw that one. It's interesting because unless you really do not like this kind of facade, it's actually a house that's quite well set up. Location, Queen and Ossington, great little street. The house inside looks quite nice, quite well maintained, decent sized ceilings, but height ceilings. But as you can see, again, a little bit dated, but you can work on that. Good width of the house, that's important because you're setting up the rooms the way you like them. Lots of natural light. And you know what? You can paint those cabinets. They're not that dated if you don't like that color. Parquet floors gives you a little bit of indication, but the flooring is easily replaced. Some paint again and some lighting will do it nicely. There are some nicely updated bathrooms. Really, if you can look past some of the dated elements, it's really great. One of the best parts about this property is its basement. Good height ceilings, clean, dry, got front and back entrance, lots of wide spaces to play with. You can use it for yourselves or you can rent it out. Rents around here are extraordinary. The cost of renovating the whole house can be easily carried in mortgage payments through the rental in the basement alone. It's not a bad place to move in, stay as is for a while, and then maybe update it as you go along. Certainly the lot's deep enough, and there's a garage, and you can definitely add to it. But again, if you can get past this boring basic facade, which you can play with, you can obviously move ahead and do something nice with it. All right. 128 Macdonnell, I think they're had an offer on it the other night. This is one of the better streets starting out from Little Portugal over onto Roncesvalles. I find Macdonnell can be a really beautiful street. Lots of Victorians, old homes. For me, it's like a really important street. It's the start of what I consider the good part of Roncesvalles as it goes towards Roncesvalles itself. So Macdonnell is like a starter line for me and a lot of my buyers. A lot of original vintage elements. The house is deceptively not that wide, which is a problem for a renovator, but it's still, as you can see, high ceilings, lots of original charm. Perhaps the decor and paint is not to your liking, but certainly there's a lot of interesting elements there as a starter home in this corridor. A little bit dated kitchen, of course, but again, ceilings, large windows, natural light, lots of rooms. The rooms aren't particularly large in this house. Again, the house is not as big as it may appear in photos. And you have this bonus room on the 3rd level. Unfortunately, the staircases, it's like a nosebleed. It's like climbing Everest. It's a tough one. I would highly recommend somebody renovating the 3rd level, popping it back to over top of the 2nd floor, making it quite larger, and changing the direction of the staircase so you could have a proper staircase there, because the staircase that's there now is very high angled and it's very hard to climb, especially if you're elderly or you have vertigo. They have a very reasonable basement, although we found the windows not to be particularly large. It'd be tough to set up a separate apartment down there that could work for you, because you do need proper window size and exits. And not much of a backyard, unfortunately, in this one. There's a shared laneway for 3 houses, and you do have your little garage here, but as you can see, not a ton of entertainment space in the back. So that's Macdonell. Don't write off Macdonell all too quickly. There are lots of beautiful big Victorians there with great yards, very deep homes, deep lots in general. Love that street. This one has 5 bedrooms and 2 baths, so lacking on bathrooms and lacking on width, in my opinion, for some people. But that price point is still a reasonable buy, I think. 73 Montrose, I saw that today as well. Couple things about this property. First of all, it's Montrose Great Street, just north of Dundas. It's dated, but there's lots and lots of rooms and good size, good width to it. It's a rental right now, I believe, the way it's set up. And even though everything looks dated, it's actually deceptively large, lots and lots of spaces. Front and back entrance to the basement, big basement, plenty of height in the ceiling. I highly recommend somebody who wants to have a pied-à-terre in this corridor. It's quite an interesting property to consider. Detached garage there. And again, you may or may not appreciate the exterior. I find it fine. There's a lot you can do with it. Maybe a coat of paint. And this picture was taken in the spring, of course, but just going back to, it's 3 bedrooms above grade 1 in the basement, but you can do a lot more with the basement, I found. And with an 18-foot wide lot and a semi-detached, it's actually a lot wider than you'd expect. And a 100-footer plus is about what you want to have in a West Queen corridor. You want at least 100 feet deep. The reason is you want enough of a house depth, you want enough width, so the rooms can be laid out differently if you need to, or at least for your bed to be laid out more than one way, so you don't have to always be in this corridor type rooms on the narrower homes. And it's nice to have a detached garage. Again, location. It's a great area. Montrose, in this part of Montrose, is quite good for walking. Trinity Belleville Park, all the cafes and restaurants at your fingertips. On to 119 Givens. This is just west of Shaw, north of Queen. Givens looks, so I heard a little bit of a story. So the 2 brothers bought these 2 sides a long time ago, sometime in the 70s, I believe. So it was in the family, the Portuguese family. They did a lot of renos at that time. And it looks like they did a really good job. The house on the left is the one we're interested in, 119, and it's a solid house. It's a bit dated, but I have to tell you, I walked through it. It's felt very breezy, airy, wide, good light, even though, like I said, the finishes may be back in the 70s, but they've maintained it really well. There's electric heating, but it seems like they set up a more efficient electric heaters. And the house seemed, it was winter time when I checked it out, so the house seemed quite cozy. It's set up right now into 2 apartments. The upstairs is separate, rented. Very long house, by the way. Lots and lots of rooms and lots of rooms to do things. Again, as you can see, the finishes, you may want to update it. But this is the 2nd level. It's quite large. You can see the corridor here. It goes on and on. Lots of space for you to set up the kind of apartment you want to live in, and also the kind of apartment you want to sell. The main and the basement work together for the current family. They're renting the 2nd floor. So those skylights are great too. Lots of natural light. That's the 2nd floor. Again, a deck, very, very important. And back, you're looking at the west side of, eastbound towards Toronto downtown. Not sure why that image didn't capture the skyline as well. And as you can see, even though it's dated, everything's works well. Everything's well maintained, clean. Really nice. Seemed very nice family. This is their basement family room, and there's a fireplace there that he said he ran gas into the building. So if you want a gas fireplace there, that's fine. Right now it functions as a natural firewood gas place. What else can I tell you about this place? Clean, bit dated, laneway, detached garage, very large size. At $2 million, talk to me about it. I think it's ambitious, to say the least. All right, next is 52 Beaconsfield just came in the market. I love Beaconsfield. I'll buy anything on Beaconsfield because it all seems to just be so beautiful and so much fun. All the homes there are in the 1800s. Recently, the prices really spiked on that street. It's at the Drake. The Drake is at the bottom of Beaconsfield. All the homes look like that one, and this one is no exception. How sexy it is! It's got 28 by 120, great lot, detached garage, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. I mean, everything you want in a house. It's a bit dated, but who cares? I love the facade. Let's look at the pictures here. Lovely, tall doors, transoms, big windows. I mean, everything you want in a gorgeous Victorian. It's deck life. You sit on your deck, everybody's who's who, all the neighbors know each other. I just bought a couple. I have clients on that street, and we've sold homes on that street. Clients have moved onto that street. So this home is split up into two, and I think there's a basement down there. We're going to take a look at it tomorrow. If you want to come with me, you have to let me know right away, or I'll have to give you a private tour. You can see the ceilings are high. It seems like a lot of their original moldings and baseboards are still intact. Great condition, flooring. I love the built-ins. I love the height. I love those crown moldings. I mean, the finishes are fantastic, and I wouldn't touch a thing here. Maybe update the wiring and the kitchen, perhaps. So you can see space galore, lots and lots of room. Everywhere you go, you got these massive spaces and ceilings. I mean, phenomenal. Great railings. Usually the staircases are solid, and the railings and banister are as solid as the day they were installed. Better than the modern day carpenters do. And it's 2.5 stories, so you have an extra kitchen up there. Just on and on and on. I mean, how much more can I say about this great space? You can see a separate entrance. You have a deck on the 3rd level. You have a separate entrance, very lovely French doors to the beautiful backyard, and also a separate entrance to the basement, which gives you natural light. Love that. Terrific. Can't say enough good things about this one. That's it for today. If you have any questions about these homes, you want to go check some of them out, or if you want me to give you some detailed comments about each one of them or homes that I have not covered yet, let me know. Reply to this one. I'm always in West Queen West Quarter, always buying and selling. We have a couple of homes coming up, possibly a third one in the next week or so. Also Victorians, beautiful homes. Ask me more about them, or keep track of me, and I'll keep you posted. Talk soon.